With that save out of the way, so the mechanic we just saw, or on the other, we just saw, having to wait for it to power up. Actually, we haven't quite seen that yet. But what she said means that those things will have to wait to power up, which is very not good, considering that's a mechanic that's going to be used.
Reuben was quite insane. A compromise of ethics on our part. He seemed motivated, obsessed with revenge against something never specified. We discovered what he was doing in secret. Torturing. Penchant for traps. A serial killer masquerading around as a scientist.
Yeah, so if you don't know about Reuben, he would dissect people, poke at their brains to get emotions while they're still aware of everything, for science. Now this is what I was talking about, this mechanic here.
Pathways are shut down until system is rebooted.
You have to wait for it to slowly reboot. Now this
Thank you for waiting.
is going to be very reminiscent of what happened earlier in the end of one of the other chapters.
His demeanor has turned far too aggressive and his techniques even more perverse. Da Vinci would dissect corpses to further his anatomical studies, but what Reuben has done goes beyond. Demanding his subjects be aware as he dissects them to truly see how the mind reacts. He's more of a butcher than an artist. But we must remain scientists above all. I had taught him from a young age that the end shall justify the means, but I could not have predicted things to be this extreme. Mobius has learned of his involvement due to my carelessness. I've asked they bring him on board to assist in development. Perhaps offering him better facilities and support will refocus him and stave off his gruesome proclivities.
This machine was designed for me. People like you. You took my life away. Turned me into an abomination. Finally, with this machine, I can go back. I can live the life I was supposed to have.
We are forgiving. We are willing to overlook your certain peculiarities for what you can provide us. But you are testing our limits. Our manpower, our resources are not here for your pathetic fantasy. You will reverse the calibration on the machine so we can use it without you.
And what if I say no? You think Jimenez can fix this? You need me, and there's no way around it.
Ruvik. No. Reuben. This was where he was doing his research with us. We were just using him. And I doubt he's the first.
Bingo. Fortunately, there's a sudden change as we learn the truth. This, I feel, was probably, like, actually part of Rubik's, his laboratories. Unfortunately, I have to shine a light on there, but we don't have a torch in the Europe or a flashlight in the Americas. But thankfully, this thing here will do it for us. But it's suspicious. It's only like that when it's awake and aware. It's almost as if it is. Now this part can trick you, because this is what I was talking about earlier in the previous chapter. You can't run, you can't aim or do anything. And if you don't run quick enough, it will get you before you can get to the door. Now this is what I was talking about a moment ago. It didn't change to new area, it's here with us. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get away far fast enough, and it's going to get me. But the checkpoints are generous. We respawn thankfully here, and the monster is a bit of ways, which is pretty good. And it's not immediately aware of us, which gives us time to run away. Run away there, got lightning in here. So in the end of chapter 1 or 2, I don't remember. We had to avoid
System.
one of these things in like a server room for a good while. Here, it's not nearly as long, thankfully, but we do have to do it 2-3-ish times. We're not out of the woods yet. We got through the door, but we're not safe. We need to run, because that thing is chasing us. See, it's right there. Run here and jam that button. Open it. Once you're in here, boom, you're safe. You can't do anything except spook you. Just crawl through the actual intestines of this facility, it seems. Considering there's actual guts and gore there. And no, we're not out of the rooms yet. Here is another server-looking room. Unfortunately.
Oh shit, it's back.
But thankfully, this is mirroring the end of that one chapter, but here, the wait is not nearly as long, thankfully. And I feel like the AI of the thing might be a little more forgiving. Probably not, but... Oh. Well. That's my luck for you. And thankfully, the...
Oh shit, it's back.
spawn things, what is it? The checkpoint settings, whatever. Fairly generous. I think something that's not random for this dude is for this lady rather. Excuse me, ma'am. Is to immediately check up there. Now, we have to activate that and then wait. We can't wait and then activate it. It doesn't work like that. So, right now we just have to avoid it long enough to get up there to activate the hand printers, the hand scanner, and then have to wait again. So this part is very tricky. You have to avoid the thing, kind of terrified out of your mind, but terrified out of your mind. But it's not as terrifying as the first encounter with it was, at least for me. Because now I know that it's actually, like, it sees me, but
Please enjoy this music while waiting.
I can avoid it super easily.
To be kidding me.
Ish. It sees me and it's chasing me hard, like really bad. Thankfully, the servers can break line of sight, and I can avoid it. Hoping, oh, it's only on
Come
one,
on.
two. Thankfully, you can. In the first time you had something like this, like, see, I've already avoided it, and then I got its attention again.
Thank you.
The first encounter with this thing,
Have
you
a productive work.
had to, if you had a do-si-do, you'd have to do it for a while. There, thankfully, it's not even a minute, which is great. But now we get a little time of respite, or do we? Because something's happening. What is happening? What? Oh, hey girl, trying to go for a ride, showing off your legs and stuff. Oh no! Oh, how got up there so fast? Fun fact: if you stay in the center there, you get hurt. Takes off half your health. I know, because it happened to me. Well, that's gone home. Thankfully, it didn't break the elevator, because we're in a fantasy mindscape. All blood showers. Beautiful. That's what I like in the morning. Have to deal with these guys. It's not too bad, because here we see a little trick. We just run away, and oh, I didn't do it quite right. Let me try it again. So the trick is to get close to them or aggro them, and then when they're exploding, run past them, and you're safe. The game wants you to... They can't crawl under those, thankfully. If they could, it'd be a lot more difficult. But the game wanted you to, like, crawl around and avoid them and lure them away with bottles and stuff, but, I mean, you might as well just do that. I don't think there's an achievement for getting through this without killing anything. So, why not bother? I mean, it'd be silly for an achievement to get through this DLC without killing anything, considering there's parts where you actually have to kill enemies. Huh. I always feel like there should be something chasing you during those.
Show me.
Keep your emotions out of this, Jimenez. He brought this upon himself. We gave him a chance.
Where is he?
If you really wish to know, he's in the next room. Come, see.
You can tell this game is made by Japanese developers, because when the Doctor was upset, his arms flew upwards and his head went downwards, like in a classic anime type position. Like, alright, I get it. But we got a flashlight back, that's good. I don't know why these screens are glowing like that. It's weird. Also, this section may look less... The quality may look kind of bad. And that's because this part was laggy. Every time I played it, it was laggy. And I had settings up and I had everything going. This is a little switch setting here you want to remember. It'd be useful, but... Unfortunately, we can't activate it yet because we need to activate something else first.
This is despicable. What is this monstrosity?
Despicable? Coming from the man using his own patients to further his own research? The irony of this situation is amusing. But even you must realize what we can do with this.
This means STEM will run. We can continue the experiments.
And your assistance is even more necessary than before.
This whole project, from the beginning, it was about deceit.
Everything's deceiving one another. So you had to use those lights, the things on the side, to figure out the combination here. And it's not too hard, but it's easy when you have it already written down from the previous playthrough. That thing on the right there makes me think it's one of those lighthouse ladies.
What you see here is one of the first STEM prototypes. It requires a physical connection from user to host. But Beacon houses a newer version with a wireless transmitter. All the user hears is a high-pitched tone, and they're connected. We've gotten word Jimenez is prepping for unauthorized usage. We would like the trial run to be on our terms, not his.
That sound in the patrol car must have been when Jimenez activated it. Joseph, Sebastian, Oscar, they were all pulled in with me. The STEM and Beacon, that's where it all started. There must be a way to get out of this world from there.
Makes sense. Exit where you entered. Here's the fancy stem in the under the Mobius base, apparently, with the odd bad bathtub-looking things. I'm always curious why they designed it to look like a bathtub.
There are some things here that are to remain in the dark. Especially for you, kid. You're asking too many questions, ignoring your mission. Running from responsibility. Just like you always do.
No, that's not true. You don't know me.
That much is obvious. But we need to make sure you do what you're told.
You're lying to me, hiding things. I can't trust you, not like this.
You are not required to trust us. Only to obey.
Scariest thing in the whole game, that dude. It was really good, like they pre-rendered it or something. Him fading, him like mostly in shadow, fading into the shadows. Oh, that was good. I like that. I want more of that in this game.